I am back. I am here with the 30,000 word update for No Cure for Today. Those of you who have been sticking around, No Cure for Today is the third and final book in the Company of Dragons trilogy. The trilogy is the main storyline. It is the bulk of what I am writing. Book 1 is done and is out. No Place Like Tomorrow. This is my author copy. You can get it on Amazon. The paperback is $15. The hardback is $30. Paperback is a matte cover. Hardback is a gloss cover. So take your pick. Book 2, No Hope for Yesterday, is completed, but it is sitting off to the side right now, waiting for me to go back and edit. Waiting for a few more beta readers before it launches in 2025. And book 3, No Cure for Today, is in the working phase right now. It's 31,484 words. So it has broken 30,000, and it is time for me to do the update. And in honor of the 30,000, I wanted to do a reading from the book. And as I was debating what I could share, I realized a lot of it is spoilers. But what I can share is the opening. The opening is still a working opening, but I really like what I've got so far. And so I'm going to go ahead and share the opening little bit with you. I'm not going to share the whole first chapter because it gives too much away. But I will read the little opening bit. And yeah, it does have a little bit of a spoiler in it, but not enough of a spoiler to where I feel like I can't read it because it connects to some things that happen in book 2, but it doesn't give away book 2. So here we go. Let's read the first piece of No Cure for Today. Chapter 1, Midnight Hours. Everything is red. Even with the vision stone fastened securely around his neck. Even with Jairus learning to use his dream-weaving talent to help him sleep and not make his prophetic talent protest and lash out like it tends to do. Even with Tiresias returning to help him learn to control his gift. It's the middle of the day, and everything is red. The sound of battle echoes in Valen's ears, screams of dying men, gunshots, explosions, both magical and not. Magic prickles along his arms, and the taste of copper lingers on his tongue. His chest heaves, and his legs are like lead. His wings refuse to carry him. Valens! It's Eaton's voice that startles him back to the present. Valens blinks, adjusting his position on the couch so he's more upright. They're in Eaton's office, the storm mage sitting behind his desk, peering at him. It's dimly lit. The skylight's no longer helpful since the sun has set. The recessed rope lights cast the room in a calming green, and Eaton's computer monitor casts jagged shadows over his face. "Are you okay?" Eaton asks, frowning. "You spaced out for a minute." Valens takes a moment to study the storm mage. At just under 30 years old, Eaton looks and acts much older than his true age. He's wearing a dark green sweatshirt emblazoned with the OPMRB's logo on the left side of the chest, hair ruffled. The essence stones are fastened on a piece of woven leather around his neck, and he fiddles with them. "I am all right, Pravlus. Tired." "Kerrigan thinks you're lying," Eaton says. Valens can't help but roll his eyes. "I think you listen to them too much." I'm going to stop because I can't go further. So, that is the first little opening bit of No Cure for Today. That is, again, book 3, the final book in the trilogy. Don't fret, there will be more books in the world, just not in the main storyline. I'm already working on a spin-off for our favorite problem child, Q, who shows up in chapter 29 in book 1, the chapter fittingly called The Reaper, because that's what Q is. So we've got that already in the wings. I've got a couple other ideas hanging out in the wings as well. Books to run with, spin off with, novellas, not full-fledged novels. Book 1, like you know, was 111,000 words. Book 2 is at like 106, 107,000 right now. And book 3, because we're doing this update, is at 30,000, 31,484. So we are slowly but steadily making progress in this book, in this world. I described to a friend the other day that book 3 is daunting because while book 1 was nice and neatly packaged, I'd worked on it for 10 years, so I knew all the characters, I knew the plot, I knew where I was going, and then book 2, I had met book 2, I had kind of thought about book 2, I had started pacing book 2, but I was kind of finalizing things as I went along. Book 3 is like I am sitting in a dark room with a stranger trying to describe the color chartreuse. I don't know how I would do that. So book 3 is definitely my last challenge, my last piece of, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I know where the story has to go. I have an idea for the final bit of dialogue that will wrap up the book. I'm keeping with kind of the title callbacks. So in book 1, there's a title callback where a character says, well, there's no place like tomorrow. In book 2, there's a title callback where a character says there's no hope for yesterday. And in book 3, there will be a title callback where a character says there is no cure for today. So I've got that, but then in book 3, I think I'm also going to have a title callback for book 1 just to tie it all up at the end, bring it full circle, and put it away. So we're getting there. We're working on it. I just wanted to share that book 3 is 30,000 words now. So the first 50,000 are the hardest. I really do ride the momentum. Once I get to 50,000, I feel like I've reached the top of the hill and I ride the momentum the rest of the way down. But we'll see how that goes because book 3 has all of the loose ends to tie up. There is no I'll fix that in the next book. It's all got to be done in book 3, which is part of why I'm not releasing book 2 yet. Even though book 2 is complete, I have set it off to the side and I'm leaving it there for a while until I get a good way into book 3. That's what I actually did with book 1. Book 1 was fully done and I set it off to the side and left it alone for a while I got a good ways into book 2, just to make sure I didn't need to change, I wanted to say both words, anything in book 1 before I released it. So I will hang on to book 2 for a little while until I'm a good chunk into book 3 to make sure that nothing needs to be added or changed in book 2 in order to aid me with book 3. So that all being said, here's my final little reminder plug for merch. My map is not hanging behind me right now. It's off to the side on my closet door because I was fiddling with my sword. So there's a map, there's stickers, there's the book itself is on Amazon, there's a couple of t-shirts, and I just created a phone case. I'm waiting for that to arrive to see what that actually looks like, so I'm hoping that that turns out well. Buy the book, buy the merch, hang out, wait for book 2. Book 2 will launch in 2025, at least that's the plan. Book 3, probably not until 2026, unless I finish it and decide it can go. I really like that I launched book 1 in the fall, and it started in the fall. Book 2 starts in the winter, so I would like to launch it in the winter, whether that means February winter or December of 2025 winter, I haven't decided yet. And book 3 starts in the spring. So spring of 2026, probably, for book 3, to follow the pattern. So, No Place Like Tomorrow exists. It's awesome. Go check it out. Love you guys. I will see you next time, where there is still, and really truly now, no place like tomorrow.